podcast. We are here live, coming to you from New York City. Ryan Mose and Nicholas Main is here with the MMMORE podcast. Remember, as you're watching this, send it to everyone you know, your grandparents, your friends, your enemies, your uncles, your brothers, everybody you know. Send it around to get the word out. Like, comment, subscribe, and then we will go ahead and start this episode. And first off, I want to start it with something I'm very confident in, and that's the Lakers winning the NBA championship this year. And I promise you can go ahead and timestamp this in history right now. This episode might be coming out the 13th, the 14th, who knows? But when it does, you're going to be revisiting this when the Lakers win the championship, and I warned you right here, right now, okay?
Facts.
Now, Nick, you're going to be putting some money down on the futures.
I am, correct.
Yes. I'm putting money down on the futures, and this is a little well-kept secret. So if you don't get it out there, if you don't do the damn thing, that's on you.
Take advantage of this opportunity.
Take advantage of the opportunity. I'm not even going to say what the opportunity is, because if you didn't hear it the first time, you're going to have to go back and listen to it to find it.
This is the one and only time you will be hearing about this opportunity right now, right here. Get your phones out. Go to your sports books. Put in your futures.
And that's
Lakers winning the championship.
The Lakers are winning the championship. It's been written and it's in history. And the more people that watch this, in my head, I already know they're going to win, but the more people who watch this and are like, Lakers win the championship, they just put it out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if we have, all of our viewers say that, then we have a community
of collective
people.
Consciousness, like thinking and manifesting they're going to win, then it's inevitable.
Yes, the energy is there. People are invested, quite literally.
Yeah.
And people are in, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So when I want to talk about what I'm going to buy when my Lakers futures hit for $70,000.
Okay.
Now, here's what I want to do. I want a Jeep truck. And a lot of people hate me because I like Jeep trucks. And I think that's exactly why I want a Jeep truck, is because people are like, you like those things? They're so ugly, but not mine. I'm going to get this bitch customized, okay? I'm going to get the Moab where it's got the motor sticking out of the front of it a little bit. It's going to be there's going to be a rack on the back. There's going to be a rack on the back with the engine out the front, okay? Go ahead and put that in your rap song. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do what are we thinking? Purple on the outside, dark purple?
Yes,
with
dark purple.
Dark purple on the outside. And now this is interesting.
This is where it gets tricky.
This is where it gets tricky, because we could either do yellow for the Lakers that won me this fucking thing,
or gold.
Or gold. I like gold.
Yes.
Or think about this, a dark green. Purple, dark purple on the outside, maybe some shimmering, some sparkles, and then a dark green. You open up the door and there's dark green on the inside.
Have you seen the Green Hornet?
Yes.
Like maybe like that kind of green.
Exactly.
Like that dark, like mystery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of the Green Hornet, I saw a video of Seth Rogen. There was did you see this?
No.
So there was an interview about him saying why he's okay with not having children. Now, it was really weird because it felt super forced.
Wait, is this connected to the Green Hornet?
Yeah, just because you brought up the Green Hornet.
Okay.
He's in that movie,
Well,
right?
Right. But like him not having children is not a correct correlation to his Green Hornet story.
Not at all. Not at all. This is him not playing a part. This is him just being Seth Rogen. Someone's interviewing him saying, so you don't have kids, how do you feel about that? And he's like, I don't want kids. I don't need kids. The world doesn't need kids right now, and I'm doing my duty by not having kids, which is kind of weird. But
well, here's the thing. Truly, it is like an ethical dilemma if you really think about it. There's 8 billion people out there. And yes, like the whole human experience, right, is about love, happiness, and on the other end of that, suffering and pain. But it's like with everything going on in the world, it is an ethical question about like for your own selfish needs and wants to bring a child out into this, you know what I mean? For them to have to, without question or choice, experience this reality, as well as the number of people in the world just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. You know what I mean? At what point is it like it is the right thing not to have a child? You know what I mean?
Well, I think about it like this. So there's 2 things you brought up. The idea that there's already so many people, and then also the idea of bringing a life force, a being into this world without asking. Now, I think one of the most redeeming and one of the most fulfilling experiences in the world is being a parent. I think, and I'm not a parent, but I'm going to be someday.
But from our experiences of what we've heard from other parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, exactly. So.
Depending on who you ask.
Yeah, depending on who you ask. So the thing is, when we talk about maybe overpopulation is what we'll call it. The overpopulation is only, I think we're only being told that, because you got to think about this. Go to Nevada. There's fucking hundreds of miles upon desert where there's nobody living.
Right.
Yeah, it's overpopulated in these cities, in New York City, Arizona, in California, those places. Yeah, they're overpopulated as fuck. But if we spread all of that out, you know what I mean? I think there's only there's less than half of the United States actually has people living in it. The rest is just, if you go up in a plane, you see a whole lot of nothing.
Land.
You see a whole lot of land, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, you see cities and you see that, you know what I mean? But
I could be naive to the fact, but I think it's naive in itself or ignorant to think that land can't be lived upon or populated on. Like, people, you can put water pipes into areas. You can make and construct houses in towns anywhere.
Yeah.
And especially in today's world with what we have,
exactly,
you can build and do anything anywhere.
I 100% agree. That's what I'm getting at. And so I think they're just saying these places are overpopulated or were overpopulated just because if there's less people on the earth, the government, it's easier to control less people.
Yeah.
So the biggest rebellion act you can do against the government is buy a plot of land, have a ranch with pigs, chickens, dogs, cats, what farm animals? Horses, pigs. I already said that. But, you know, I mean, you get yourself a farm and you have 10 plus children. And now that's a lot, but I'm saying you have as many kids as you want.
Let's see what the missus has to say about that.
Dude, honestly, yeah, that's tough because
it's tough.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's yeah, I agree.
It's easy for the dad being like, oh, well, I want a nice family of 10 children, and then the wife is quivering between her legs, like.
But also there are women out there who love that and who that's a thing, you know, Octomom. I don't know that. Fuck that. I don't want to talk about the television show. I want to talk about real, you know, like, what are those called? Amish folk out there who are having a boatload, quite literally, of children.
And the thing is as well, and I'm, you know, I don't know that much about the Amish community detail by detail, but just by the way they live, they're probably not getting those pain meds as well. Like, they're having natural births.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? And not only they're having one natural birth, they're having natural birth after natural birth after natural.
At some point, you just gotta get used to it. I think.
Yeah, sure.
Natural birth, but
and then water births as well. Like, people have water births, and I think that's supposed to help with the process as well.
I think so too, because it's more natural because you got to think the baby's in essentially a pool inside of the stomach. So when you get the stomach inside of a pool, it's kind of like, whoa, like a pool inside of a pool.
And then the baby comes out cleaner too because the blood and everything
is washed off. And it doesn't have the trauma of coming out and there's bright lights, there's doctors in masks cutting on your fucking dick and stuff like that. And hey, if you're, you know, I don't even know how I feel about that. I don't, because there's a book called The Body Keeps Score where every single thing you've encountered in your life, your subconscious and your body stores that and it remembers that.
Right.
So from the very first experience you have of coming out of the womb and coming out of that, you know, out of that and into the world, you know, and then you have this traumatic experience inside of the hospital, all of that sits within inside you, that trauma. What I want to get to real quick though is water births. I think it's $25,000 or it might be $225,000.
Okay.
But what I want to do in Hawaii, you can go and pay that amount of money and, you know, when like a week before the due date. So you stay in Hawaii, you know, already very spiritual, already very like, you know, very nice, you know,
very nice,
very nice.
Very
and
nice.
Then when the baby's coming, they get you into, I think, the ocean where they have underwater enclosed with dolphins in it. Right. And the dolphins come up under the woman's arms and then under her feet. And then there are other ones and they're using their echolocation or whatever. They're, you know, they have those.
Right. They're like, they can, essentially they cause water to vibrate with these things.
The power within them.
Yeah.
And they have some kind of like, almost like superpower. Anyway, women have births around dolphins and the child slips out of them. They don't even recognize when it happens because it's painless. It just slides right out of them because the dolphins help with all of it. They get her in the right position and they help her with all of everything. And dude, that's the type of experience I want not only my wife to have, but my child to have coming into this earth around fucking dolphins.
Bro, if you get born like that, if you're a baby that's born by dolphins in the ocean in Hawaii, like the rest of your life just has to be, I mean, like you're just setting yourself up for glory.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's the goal. I tell you what, that's my fucking goal is to have a child that's born with dolphins.
Mark it down. Dolphin birth.
Dolphin birth.
Yeah.
I like it. But we were talking about, you know, other like hospital births and stuff like that. It's about the circumcision,
the trauma, right?
Yeah,
with the circumcisions. Yes,
but what I don't because that goes down to biblical type shit. That's all that was is that when
it biblical? Is it Jewish? When Jewish people don't get circumcised.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's like a
Christianity
type thing. So when you were out in the desert walking around, with your fucking herd, and you came across someone, they would look at each other's dicks to know, are you a part of the same club that I'm a part of?
Right.
That's where that stemmed from.
And it's crazy because it's like, how do we break that? Right. So like, is it good for us to do that? Probably not.
No.
Not only from the trauma-based perspective, but in the society we live in nowadays, I mean, I know that you know that we know people that have not been circumcised and that go through bullying and like trauma in school and like life because like if you're the only guy that doesn't have a circumcised dick, you know what I mean?
Right.
In a world full of circumcised dicks, and when that is like the most sensitive, like insecure part of a lot of people, like that's only, you know what I mean?
But I think say in a world full of people that are circumcised, depending on where you go, it's different.
Right, for sure.
I mean?
But just from our reality and what we went through, I think that like 90 to 95% of the majority were probably circumcised.
But would you rather have? Okay, let's talk about the science of it, because when you are circumcised, the head of your dick is now exposed. The skin around the tip of your penis has been cut away and then fucking burned to stop bleeding, right? That's what happens. That's how that happens.
Yeah.
And so,
what's it called when it's burned? When things are burned like that?
Suture.
A suture?
Yeah. I think it's a suture. Cauterized.
Cauterized.
Yes. Okay, we got there.
You did.
And so they cauterize around the dick, and dude, I think I actually have a burn mark on the tip of my dick when I think the doctor like fucked up a little bit. I'm dead serious. There's a small scar on the tip of my dick, and it can only be from them fucking it up.
Battle scars.
So yeah, no. So when that happens, as I am right now, circumcised at this point in time, when I wear any pants or underwear or whatever, the tip of my dick is always just subliminally rubbing against those pants.
Right.
And the tip of your dick is supposed to be the most sensitive part. You know what I mean? So I am becoming desensitized because it's always constantly touching something. When instead it used to be, it had a little hood. So it was in the dick skin, which nothing was touching.
It was always playing Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it was always playing Assassin's Creed. So now let's talk about non-circumcised dicks where the hood is on. Now, when the skin gets pulled back, it's more sensitive because it hasn't been touched all fucking 23 years of my life, 22 years of my life.
Just
constantly rubbing up against stuff. And so there's more pleasure in sex there. And let's talk about the pros and cons. More pleasure in sex.
Now I'm thinking more pleasure in sex, right? Okay. So maybe from a feeling perspective.
I have pleasure, by the way. Don't get that twisted.
Think about it like, okay, if my dick is super sensitive, right, and I don't have a circumcised dick and I stick it in, right, does that mean that I am prone to ejaculate faster because it's like, right, I never get my dick, like, let's say you...
Yes.
You never get your...
Don't hit the table. It's coming up on the mic.
You never get the tip of your dick touched, or you always do. So, like, it's not as sensitive when I, like, enter a female. But if I have the hood, then it's like, oh, man. And then you just, so, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
I mean, there's tons of ways to get around premature ejaculation, and I would know, okay?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is when we talk about, again, like the history of things, back in caveman days when they were having sex, it was mostly rape, right? I mean, cavemen. In the caves.
For sure.
So you would get someone and you would have sex, and they wanted to bust quick because if you weren't watching out, you could just be eaten or you could be taken out by anything.
Yeah.
So back in the olden days, that was something our body did to protect us. Was you would come super quick and then you'd repopulate and then you'd be on the move, so you could protect yourself. Now with the premature, if because it's more sensitive, you come quick. Now, the thing is that why not just come and then get back to it? That's what I do. You know what I mean? Just come somewhere in a corner or something and come back.
It's easier said than done.
Is it, though?
It depends on who you're having sex with.
I think anybody who I'm getting close enough to do that with, I'm cool. I'm close enough to be able to be like, put the condom on, have sex with them, pull the condom off, and put it right back inside of them.
You ever had sex with someone and then you're like,
well, that's also human nature as well.
Yeah, well, because sometimes like I have sex with someone and like I love that person and I just like I can just nut and then just keep on going. But then like if I have like a one night stand or if I ever just had sex with someone and I'm not like emotionally attached to them, I just fuck. And
then you want to do anything to just get out of there.
Yeah, I just want to like, all right, get the fuck out of there.
Just get away.
Which is why I think that I literally just don't have sex with people like one night stands. Like I just literally like I've transitioned to the point where like if I'm gonna have sex, it's gonna be with someone that's like a deep connection with, because it's just pointless.
Yeah.
If it's not, like the risk at that point is way higher than the reward. Disease. Having a child with someone you're not emotionally connected to. Just like instead having a great connection with someone, and it just means so much more and it feels so much more when you have that connection with someone and you have sex with them. It's just, I feel like if I don't have a connection and I don't see myself with you, I'm wasting my time. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And the history of having sex, the post-nut clarity is that in our minds, to continue our bloodline, to continue to repopulate, you push that one away so you can go find because as soon as you have sex with one being, you have that nut. Now you're no longer necessarily attracted to her because now she's pregnant. She's can't repopulate. You've done what you need to do on a genetic and now you need to go pass on your bloodline through another woman. Okay. Like that. So it's kind of crazy. But we were talking about the pros and cons. It's also crazy because like if it is the way you're saying it, then it's like, okay, then where's the father's not even taking care of the children in that sense. I'm this caveman getting this woman pregnant. All right, now you take care of my bloodline, and now I'm gonna go and just be a scumbag. Yeah, that's literally the history of it, really. And I mean, I love dolphins too, but there's a lot of rape in dolphin culture too. Dolphins rape. Well, I think because they're well, I think there's I think all animals rape. They rape because let's talk about dolphins for a moment. Dolphins rape because or they kill and then they rape, because what happens is when they see a female dolphin and it's young, the female dolphin isn't not looking for sex or doesn't want to have sex because it's raising a youngin right now. Yeah. So that's the last thing on her mind because she's got to raise this one. So male dolphins will come and kill that one so that they can get it pregnant and make it have another one. Jesus. Yeah. Just so that the female dolphin will have sex with them, they'll kill its baby so that it'll have sex with them to get another baby. That made me not like dolphins as much. But I love dolphins. Dolphins are amazing. But there's a lot of fucked up. That's fucking nature, dog. Shit goes down in nature. Well, when I lived on Catalina Island, since we're talking about animals raping animals, I would be sitting on my porch outside, and the deer out there are very unhealthy. Like they have disease. There's not a lot to eat for them. They're not taken care of in the greatest way. It's like a really bad situation for the deer, especially the mother deer and the baby deer. Yeah. Now, the male deer the male deer, not so much sometimes. The male deer, like you'll see a big, strong buck, and there's smaller deer out there because on Catalina, the deer just don't get that big. But like I'll be sitting on my porch, this little gazelle or doe or something will be just eating a bush, right? She's sick, she's cold, and then big buck comes around and it just starts chasing the doe, and the doe's running, and it's just like there's been times when deer are just running around my house because the male deer wants to go and fuck the female deer, and the female deer's like no, and then 9 times out of 10, more often than not, the male deer gets that when it wants. It's like fuck. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's very unfortunate. Did you see it go down? Did you ever see the fornication? No, I didn't see the fornication itself, but I definitely saw the male deer tracking. That's what they call it. Tracking. Yeah. But the reason I want with my winnings, I want to buy a new car is because I want a car that no one else has farted in. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was thinking about this the other day. I was driving someone else's car and I was like, wow, right where my asshole is, probably somebody's put air into the seat. Right as I put air into the seat. Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? You want to be the first fart. Yeah, in your brand new Jeep truck. I don't want to sit in their butt crap. In their butt crack, exactly. Right. No, their butt crap. Oh, crap. Well, and there's poop particles
Butt
flying
crap.
around, you know what I mean? It's stuck to the ceiling. It's on the wheel, the volume button on your fucking stereo.
Yeah.
You just want it to be your poop particles.
Have we talked
and
about...
your chosen guest's poop particles.
Yeah, my chosen guest. Have we talked... Dude, I'll tell you what, though. Like, I used to, like, if I wasn't doing anything, and I like to think other people would do this for me, but I've walked and nobody's done this for me. If I see somebody walking down the side of the road and I don't even have to know them, I'll literally pull up and be like, where are you going? You know what I mean? And just be like, you know what I mean? Like, and they're like, I'm going to Walgreens. I'll be like, all right, get in. Yeah, and I've literally...
A random person?
Yeah,
Nice.
I've literally just driven random people around sometimes because I'm like driving.
Do you have like a mental checklist of like if a person looks like something or looks a certain way?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not just anybody, but I profile them for sure.
Yeah. There's like an old man with a cigarette in his mouth that looks like he's,
Yeah, I'm like, fuck that. But if it looks like somebody who's like just trying to get somewhere, they're battling the elements. Maybe it's raining or it's snowing. Like, I'll be like, all right, where are you going? And then based even how they answer, they're like Walgreens, or they're like, getting to California. I'm like, good luck. You know what I mean? So where were we going with that?
That's bold. Not only I love that because it's like a great thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's a very like just amazing thing to do for someone. But at the same time, like, what if they just pull out a gun and they're like, get the fuck out? I'm like, of this car, I'm taking this car.
Yeah, and I'm like, nah, that's my brand new Jeep truck.
Well, it's like, all right, catch a case, then shoot me.
Fuck that. I remember I was gonna bring it into the poop particles. Have we talked about that, like in depth, the science of it?
Yeah, well, we have talked about it, but why don't we tell our audience about it? Why you should shut the seat when you flush the toilet.
That's right.
And courtesy flush before you stand up as well.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, when you shit into a toilet, the poo goes in there, and then when you flush the toilet, it's stirring up that fucking soup that you just made and pushing those particles into the air. There's actually been a study that's happened where they flush the toilet and then like they did some kind of infrared rays where you could watch the particles flying up into the air, and the particles were going fucking throughout the whole bathroom, all over your exposed toothbrush, which I know you have an exposed toothbrush.
Right by that toilet.
On your towel. You take showers, right? You got a towel hanging up, It goes all over your towel. Now let's talk about the light switch. Now you've washed your hands a bit, you go to hit that light, and now it's still on your fucking hands, okay? So...
Well, now it brings me to the point where it's like, okay, in a public restroom, you know what I mean, in a porta potty, and something that's being used by many different poopers, many different poop particles, that could be an issue. Right? Yeah. But if it's my own, in my own house, you know what I mean? Yeah, respectful to guests and stuff like that, but it's like, how bad is it really? You know what I mean?
I don't think it's going to like make you sick. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I don't think it's going to make you sick, but also it's like, even though I'm the only one who normally takes dookies up in my upstairs bathroom, I still shut the toilet every time because I know as soon as I flush this, the poop particles are going to go everywhere. And I'm like, why not just shut the seat instead of keeping it open and having to live with knowing I'm putting poop in my mouth?
No, absolutely. And I think really, I mean, the way I poop and pee and use my toilet is I'm lifting both seats to pee. You know what I mean? Like you said, we pee on the beach. You know what I mean? At a certain angle so it doesn't splatter. If you're going to shoot a gun or a water gun straight at a wall, right? It's just gonna come right back at you.
Yeah.
But if you shoot that gun at an angle, you know what I mean? A nice slide, you know what I mean? It's the
beach.
The beach, yes. And then you take a little paper towel or a little piece of toilet paper, and you just give it a nice little rim wipe at the end.
Yes, you do.
And then you shut that and then flush.
Yeah.
If you poop, and I'm a victim of not courtesy flushing all the time. I'll poop and then wipe and then flush. However, I'm always shutting the toilet, not just on a gross perspective, but let's say someone's sleeping.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm going to the bathroom right next to someone's bedroom. They're all the way asleep. Flush. And I mean, there's poop. It's just
there's poop flying everywhere. It's a fucking mess.
Like, who wake me up from the summer just to shit?
But now that I'm like around people and I'm like living with people, like I do have to think about. I mean, I've been living with people, but I have to think about like I want to get to a point in my life where I don't have to think about flushing the toilet and waking someone up. Like, you know what I mean? Like if it's midnight and I'm like, okay, here comes tonight's dinner. You know what I mean? And I sit down and I do the deed. first and foremost, I don't want to wake up my brand new day. I just woke up. I'm ready to start my day. And the first thing I do is got to pee. So I open up the seat and there's last night's turd. That's yesterday's news.
Yeah, right. And the longer it sits there,
yeah,
the longer it smells, the more likely those poop particles are just going to be sticking to everything. You know?
Yeah. And so I just flush, you know what I mean? So I flush. It's 12:30 at night. Now the dogs are barking. I'm like, fuck me. You know, I know now my bowel movement has woken up everyone in the house. And that's where I'm at in my life right now. And so with this Lakers win, I'm not gonna have to worry about that. Yeah. But enough with the poop. Okay. Enough with the poop.
No poop.
Let's talk about Ohio. No poop at all. Let's talk about Ohio. Let's talk about the theory of Ohio being the center of the universe. Okay, because everywhere I go, everything I see, it's always Ohio, man. It's always so and so's from Ohio, or this Ohio's doing this, Ohio's doing that. I really think. And did you see all the memes of like Ohio versus the world and all that stuff? It's like, I think it's like there's like some kind of petty joke to that.
The first person to step on the moon was from Ohio. The airplane creators were made in Ohio. LeBron James was born in Ohio. Else? We were born in Ohio.
What else?
Nick Saban, greatest college football coach ever, was born in Ohio.
What else?
Thomas Edison, creator of the light bulb, was born in Ohio.
What else?
These are just off the top of my head.
Give me one.
Go ahead.
Buffalo Wild Wings, invented by two lads who couldn't find the perfect wing, so they decided to make it from right here in Ohio. And that's what I'm talking about, brother, is fucking chicken wings in Ohio. It's the best two things ever.
And Los Angeles is in Ohio too.
And Los Angeles is in Ohio. So here's the deal, folks. I'm gonna pull up this whatchamacall right now. This headline, this story, one might call it, of Buffalo Wild Wings, as we just talked about, being sued. And it might be rightfully so. Buffalo Wild Wings is being sued because someone thinks its boneless wings are just chicken wings. Now, I can agree with
chicken nuggets.
Oh, yeah, chicken nuggets. That's a typo on my bad. I've actually had this argument with people. It's just fucking chicken nuggets tossed in sauce. And here's the argument. Well, let's go ahead and do the backstory. Buffalo Wild Wings started in 1982 as a joint venture between two men who had recently moved to Ohio. They're from Ohio, and couldn't find the perfect wing. The two decided to create a new version of the Buffalo-based classic chicken wing, and it eventually led to a massive restaurant chain with more wing sauces, and everyone knows that. Okay. Now they get into how there's two different types of wings. You know, there's classic and boneless. And we know what classic are. They have bones in them. Now, the boneless are comprised of, right here. Let's see. The boneless version, on the other hand, is a small piece of white meat chicken breast that's breaded and fried and tossed in sauce of choice. It was essentially the first of its kind, or the first of kind to catch on at least, and the National Chicken Council credits the chain for inventing boneless wings. Now, that's Ohio, motherfuckers. Now, here's where we get into the lawsuit, okay? Let's see. Amin Halim filed a class action lawsuit in Illinois March 10th, just 3 days ago, claiming the chicken wing chain has been creating false and deceptive marketing advertising around the wings by not calling them what they should be called, chicken nuggets. And
I've got a lot to say about this.
Really?
I do.
Okay. Let me just read this last part. The result of the lawsuit is being determined, but Hamil isn't the only person who's made a fuss about the chain's boneless wings. A Nebraska man passionately brought up the name up at the city council meeting back in 2020, saying it should be removed from all the city's menus. And people on Reddit have also been going at it as well. So, Nick, give it to me.
Okay. So, right, these boneless wings, these chicken nuggets, right? They're without a bone, right? So, I just want to know, is this guy mad at the wing itself, or is he just mad at the name? Does he go to Buffalo Wild Wings and order boneless wings, and he tastes them? He's like, "Wow, these are good. They're chicken nuggets."
Right. You'd have to think that if he's got making this much of a fuss, he's probably ordering the classic wings. You think he's probably ordering the ones with bone in.
Right. Well, I'm sure, but he probably had an experience. He's like, "These don't taste the same." But it's like, okay, the restaurant is called Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Right. Now there are restaurants out there. I've been to some dive bars, some bars that have chicken nuggets or boneless wings, and they call them balls, like chicken balls. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if a chicken ball, a chicken nugget, a chicken wing, If it's got a bone, it's got a bone. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't matter if you call it a wing or not. The restaurant is called Buffalo Wild Wings. If you're gonna have bone wings and boneless wings, you know what I mean? Why would I call my wings at my wing store that I call Buffalo Wild Wings chicken nuggets?
Right. Well, that's not his problem. You know what I mean? That's Buffalo Wild Wings for false and deceptive advertising. What his argument is this: you can't be calling these chicken nuggets wings. You can't advertise them as wings when they are nuggets.
Well, but wings, nuggets, they're just words. It's just a piece of chicken.
Well, no, when we're thinking about a wing is actually like the fucking a part of the chicken. A wing is an actual body part.
But even Buffalo Wild Wings says themselves that it's a piece of the chicken breast, correct?
Okay.
So it's like, okay, is a wing and a breast not the same?
No.
Right. But if they're saying it's a breast, they're just calling it a wing. They're already acknowledging, yes, it's not a wing. We're just calling it boneless wings.
No, that's not. The Buffalo Wild Wings didn't say that.
Well, it says that. It says in the news article that these are white chicken breasts, right? A small piece of white meat chicken breast that is breaded and fried and tossed in the sauce of choice.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
if they're saying already, oh, they're not chicken wings, they're chicken breasts, but we're just calling them boneless wings. Right. They're telling you. They're letting you know.
They are. And the National Chicken Council is really at fault here for crediting Buffalo Wild Wings with the invention of boneless wings when boneless wings aren't a thing.
You can't even you have to be mad at the Chicken Council. The Chicken Council should be getting sued.
Dude, I fucking agree, dude.
Because it's like, okay, if I'm gonna go and like ask, okay, let's say the Chicken Council is the government. Right? Let's say I'm going to go and like ask the government to get approved for something. They're like, yeah, you're good to go. It's all good. And then the guy's going to sue me, and then the government's like, well,
that's not on us.
Screw that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fucked.
That's fucking true. It's the Chicken Council that's at fault here.
The fucking Chicken Council. God, Chicken Council, get your shit together. I'm with Buffalo Wild Wings. And here's the thing: we've had this conversation before, and I may think that the bone wings are now better than the boneless wings on a taste perspective. However, I still love my boneless wings or my chicken breast wings.
And you should. But also, if we're talking about, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for, what is that called? Like making something easier. What is that called?
If you're making something easier?
Yeah, like because eating the bone-in ones is a task.
Right.
And the boneless ones are nice. It's what is the word? It's more accommodating, or it's
less work. It's just less work.
It's just less work.
Yeah, no, there's a word though.
All right, the National Chicken Council. What the fuck? Representing America's chicken producers. National Chicken Council. Wow, dude. The U.S. chicken industry, dude.
Represent Americans' chicken product. Oh, look at those cute little. Look, isn't that crazy? Like, oh, here are these cute little chicken. Oh, and then there's
Oh my God, is that them on the things?
Yep.
Holy fuck!
Wow, that looks delicious.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry. Okay. See how chickens are raised and produced in the U.S. Wow.
Look at those chickens, man. You think they get anxiety from being that close to each other?
I don't think anybody cares about them though.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah.
Industry facts and stats. Explore the latest data on the U.S. chicken country. All right, what are we doing here? Let's get back to the podcast.
Yeah, we're just curious. We're just asking questions. Anyways, but yes, so we are taking the side of Buffalo Wild Wings. It's the Chicken Council.
Yeah, if anything, Buffalo Wild Wings now has the right to sue the National Chicken Council.
Right. And here's the thing: the guy that's suing, why don't you just create a spite store if you're so mad about it? Create a what was the guy's name? I don't even know.
Amir Hamil.
Amir Hamil's boned wings and boneless chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Boned wing and boneless chicken nuggets.
Yeah, straight up.
I like it, dude. I'm honestly in the mood for wings, but okay. Now at this point in the show, I'd like to create a story with you, Nicholas.
Okay.
I'd like to just let our minds and our imaginations completely run wild. If the barriers of what real life are need to be deconstructed for this story to play out, let's let it happen.
Let's
okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with a setting.
Okay. Are we thinking outside or inside?
How about this? I ask you the questions. You give me all the answers, and basically I'm asking you to further help your story, and then you do it to me, and I basically go.
Okay.
I like that. So setting.
All right, let's make it inside. We're going to be inside a Denny's.
Denny's. And where's the Denny's located?
I would say we're gonna go Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri. I don't know how to spell that. Okay. KC, Missouri. And now, who's there?
Okay, who's there? Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Okay. Anybody else you want to add, or just Joe Biden?
Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo Slice.
And we'll make it 3 because 3 is a charm. And Homer Simpson.
I like it. And what are Joe Biden, Kimbo Slice, and Homer Simpson doing inside of a Denny's in Kansas City, Missouri?
Well, it's Homer Simpson, right? He walks in and it's Joe Biden and Kimbo Slice having dinner together, and it's late at night, right? It's like 2:00 in the morning. Denny's. And we don't know what Kimbo Slice and Joe Biden are exactly talking about, but Homer goes in there and he doesn't even acknowledge that they're there, right? They're just there, right? But Homer's in there he's getting back from something, right? Let's say Homer's hammered, right? He's absolutely obliterated.
Okay, I like it.
It almost could be like Homer's dreaming.
Ooh.
It's Homer's... like we don't know if Homer's dreaming or if this is real. But he went out, he got absolutely wasted. He might have taken some drugs, you know what I mean? No local water and all, you know. And then let's say he goes and he orders now I'm gonna ask you, what is something that Homer would order at a Denny's?
Black coffee.
Just black coffee at 2 in the morning.
Just black coffee.
He needs to wake up.
Wake up. Snap out of it. Okay, black coffee. All right. And now to progress the story. All right. So
he tries to order a donut, but they're like, "No, we
oh my god, I should have said donut.
We don't have donuts somewhere."
Okay. So now to further the story, let's say Homer Simpson's sitting up at the bar. Kimbo Slice and Joe Biden are having dinner. It can be an outside force, but what happens next?
All of a sudden a rhino, not a rhino, a hippopotamus comes and bursts through the Denny's door.
Okay, and what do the characters do about it?
Joe Biden. So let's say Joe Biden and Kimbo Slice are talking about they're talking about like Joe Biden is going to like blackmail Kimbo Slice, right? Like he's telling him he has to do something.
Oh my god,
right?
that's fucking deep.
He's on a mission, and so right there and then Joe Biden's like, Kimbo, you have to fight this hippopotamus, right? You have to fight the hippo, and so Kimbo's like, fuck. Like,
so wait, was the hippo put there because Joe Biden all along was gonna make him fight the hippo? No,
this is a random hippo. Okay. This is just completely besides the point. Like Kimbo Slice was supposed to do more for Joe Biden, but now. This is his main task. He has to save Joe Biden.
Okay, and now what is the hippo equipped with? Is it a regular hippo? Is it a robotic hippo? Is it?
I think this hippo can talk.
Hippo of Satan.
I think this hippo can talk. It can walk on 2 legs, and it has weapons. It has like a cowboy hat on as well, and like a strap around its waist, maybe a leather vest.
I'm literally writing talks 2 legs cowboy hat vest.
It's almost like a showdown, but it's not like a Western showdown. It's like this hippo just dressed up like a cowboy, but he doesn't have pistols. He has like fucking, I don't know, like artillery machine guns from a helicopter.
Oh shit! I was gonna say slingshots, man.
Slingshots. What's wrong with slingshots? Can you imagine this hippo just pulls out 2 helicopter artillery guns and like he's just shooting across the Denny's and Kimbo Slice is running and rolling.
But what do the machine guns shoot out of them?
They should shoot out like I don't know, like
no, what flubber? No, wait, what flubber was made out of? He's shooting flubber. Do you know what flubber is?
No. Well, I know flubber.
The movie?
No, not the movie.
Oh fuck, dude. We'll add that to the list of things we have to watch. I'm gonna just put flubber. So scratch flubber. What does the?
What if every time he shoots it? You know how Ted, like when you push the Ted button, it's like, I love you. It's like every time it's just like, I love you, I love you, I love you. And it's just like flubber.
Okay. All right. So that's his weapons. He's saying I love you and he's shooting flubber. And who prevails out of the fight? Well, tell me more about how the fight goes down.
Well, I would think.
So you said
like,
you said it was shooting like this, and he's running, and then what?
So he jumps behind the Denny's counter, right? And he's like sitting there, and then all of a sudden, the camera's just on him, and then it pans to the left, and it's Homer wasted next to him, sitting behind the counter with him, right? And then all of a sudden, Kimbo Slice is like, Homer said something just like totally not relevant to the situation whatsoever. Yeah. He just is
like what? What does he say?
He's like, "Hey man, weren't you in a Spider-Man movie one time?"
Was Kimbo Slice in a Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, and well, I don't know if it was Kimbo Slice. It might have been another guy, but I know that I don't think it was Kimbo Slice. Maybe it was. I can't remember. But I know that Spider-Man and Spider-Man 1 the first time. Like he gets his powers, right? And he puts on this like homemade Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. When he goes to the
caged ring with the guy he's fighting.
Was that Kimbo Slice?
I don't know if it was Kimbo Slice. Look it up.
Okay, I'll look it up. Spider-Man wrestling scene.
Yeah.
You know who Kimbo Slice is?
Me? Yeah, I know. Kimbo Slice is.
I just wondered.
There's like those street brawls where he like it's not him. That's like a white Kimbo Slice with hair on his head.
Yeah, it's not him, but it's good.
Well, anyways, he's like, "What are you talking about, man?" And so then Homer's like, "Well, I have this spider that gives people powers," and he like pulls out this spider out of this box out of his pocket, and then it goes and bites Kimbo Slice, and all of a sudden Kimbo Slice is now like Spider-Man.
Oh my god!
And so now it's like Cowboy Hippo versus Kimbo Slice Spider-Man.
Kimbo Spider,
yes, Kimbo Spider. And so then there's a battle. He's shooting webs. He's climbing over walls.
Dude, that's badass.
And like as he gets bit, not only that, like a costume like morphs on him, right? So it's like,
okay,
but you can see his eyes still. It's like the kind of the costume that Peter Parker
had, right?
And then that adds to the whole wrestling scene and like the connection to that. And so they're fighting back and forth, and then all of a sudden, like the last thing, he shoots a web, and the flubber gun and the web meet, and there's this giant explosion, right? And then they're like beating up, they're down or whatever, and then I don't know, like maybe Homer goes and like shoots the hippo or something, or like
finish it off strong, brother. Is this how you want your story to end?
Oh, okay. So Homer drunkenly like pulls out a gun out of his pocket, and he's like stumbling around, and then Kimbo's like, shoot the hippo, and then Homer points the gun at Kimbo Slice thinking it's the hippo and shoots him right there.
Okay. And then the hippo
kills Joe Biden.
Yeah, dude, that was exactly. Yes, dude, that's exactly what I was.
And then the hippo could have killed Homer, but because Homer killed Kimbo, and the hippo got to kill Joe Biden.
Yeah. Homer gun shoots Kimbo. Rhino kills Joe Biden.
Yep.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what a story. Now, animate that.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, you hear us out there, Simpsons creators. That's a perfect episode.
There's your fucking story, man. It's all written out.
That's beautiful.
Okay, your turn.
Oh, yes, you're okay. Lovely. All right. Give me a setting.
All right.
Are we outside or inside?
Outside.
Okay.
We're at a rec center swimming pool.
Okay. It's in the summer, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's in the summer. It's during the day. It's not like at night in the winter cold at a rec center swimming pool. It's during the day.
Yeah, during the day, everyone's running around. There's a bunch of people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay. So continue asking questions.
Okay.
Who's there? You don't have to write anything. Like if everything you see how I write yours, I wrote it in like just keywords and just like. Sure.
Okay, so yeah, who's there?
So there's like 100 kids. It's a huge rec center, and there's 100 kids running around.
Is it like an event? Is it a birthday party, or is it like practice?
This is July.
Like a regular day?
This is July 5th at the community pool at the rec center pool. So it's just like, you know what I mean? There's 100 kids there, and the two main characters are one of the main characters are a young boy named Craig. Okay. There's a young boy named Craig. He's about, let's say he's like 11.
Okay. Oh, good number. 11.
Yeah, he's 11.
11 years old.
Craig's 11. And then his best friend is his best friend is a 11-year-old girl named Beatrice. So we have.
So they're just friends, or does Craig have a crush on
No,
Beatrice?
they're just friends right now. They're just friends.
Okay.
They're just friends. Okay. So they're at the community pool. Hundreds of kids are they're running around. They're in the pool, and Craig and Beatrice.
They're in the pool, or are they?
Well, they're outside of it right now.
Okay.
They're outside.
Are they laying down? Are they taking a walk? Are they conversating?
They're actually waiting in line at the concessions.
Okay.
They're.
What are they about to order? What are they talking about ordering?
Oh my gosh! Oh, I know exactly where I'm taking this. Okay, so they're getting hot dogs.
Okay.
But they each order 5 of them. They each order 5 hot dogs.
5 each.
Right? Yeah, 5 each hot dogs. So 10 total. 10 hot dogs total.
Okay.
And then.
Do they make that decision right when they get up to the counter, or do they make that decision prior? Like, is this a mission? We're getting 10 hot dogs.
Yeah. This is a mission.
Okay.
This is a mission. They're getting 10 hot dogs.
Okay.
And they get the hot dogs. And wow, I could take this in a couple different ways. So they get the hot dogs, and then they share the first 5.
Okay.
Right? They share the first 5.
With who? Random strangers, or they have a group of friends?
With themselves.
They just share each
so they get
other's
5 each, but then they. How about scratch that?
Okay.
They eat all 5 of them. Both each eat
They're 5
hot dogs.
Okay. They both order 5 hot dogs each, and they both eat every hot dog. Is
Yeah.
there ketchup? Is there mustard?
Yeah, there's ketchup, there's onion on it, and there's ketchup and onion on it on
Just
these hot
ketchup,
dogs.
okay.
Yeah. And so they eat. Now, there's hundreds of kids, right? And they hundreds of
Plural,
kids.
not just
Hundreds of it's so packed. And so then
at this pool, is there a high dive? Is there a slide?
there's
Is there just a regular diving board?
There's one slide in the deep end, and then there's a high dive in the short end. It was a very poorly designed pool.
Okay.
It's a very poorly designed pool. Okay.
High dive in shallow end.
So then Craig and Susie, Craig's like, I'm gonna go swimming. So Craig goes down the slide into the deep end. Right?
Okay. So Craig enters pool via slide.
Craig enters pool via slide, and Susie's like, I'll be right there, as she's like finishing her last hot dog, licking her fingers.
Okay.
And then Craig gets in and he starts swimming around, but he didn't wait half an hour, so he gets a cramp, and now he's sinking to the bottom of the pool.
Okay, Craig starts cramping from hot dogs.
Craig starts cramping from hot dogs, and he's sinking to the bottom of the pool. And Susie,
Beatrice.
Oh yeah,
Or is this another character coming to picture Susie?
Well, it's Beatrice.
Okay.
It's Beatrice. Beatrice sees this, and she goes up to the lifeguard, a tall, dark-haired man.
Is that
oh my god!
Like good looking as his flow.
No.
She's like infatuated.
No. The lifeguard is a drunk, a huge beer gut. He's got a 5 o'clock shadow, dark things under his eyes. He's like 40 years old.
Okay.
And he's just looks like shit up there. And
like 5 o'clock shadow.
5 o'clock shadow.
Bags under his eyes.
Bags. And she's like, Beatrice says and his name's McDaniel. McDaniel. She's like, McDaniel. Craig is sinking to the bottom of the pool, and he's like, he looks over at her as he takes another swig from his ominous water bottle that could be filled with vodka. Okay. And he takes another sip and sits back down in his chair. And so Beatrice says, I have to do this myself. Okay. And so she runs up to the high dive in the short end of the pool, and she bounces on it and takes a dive into the pool and crushes her head on the bottom on the floor of the pool. So now Craig's at the bottom of the deep end, and Beatrice is at the shallow end.
So Beatrice takes action and dives off of high dive and cracks head on floor.
Yes. Pool floor. And now here's where the story develops. Okay. The story is really about McDaniel. And here's his thing.
Okay.
Now he has to choose one. His boss is like, McDaniel, how's everything going? And he sees Craig at the bottom of the pool and
Beatrice
passed out in the pool, and he must save one of them. Okay. And So McDaniel grabs his floaty, right? And he runs to the deep end to go save Craig, right? And so he goes and he jumps in to save 11-year-old Craig.
He puts his floaties, he puts arm floaties out.
I love it. I love it. So yes, McDaniel steps down from the ladder. He puts on the fucking big ass flippers. He's taking time to put flippers on. He's putting on arm floaties, and he is he's got big ass fucking snorkel goggles with a snorkel coming from the top, and he's like, I think I'm ready. As he waddles over to the deep end, he jumps in, and all of the stuff keeps him at the top, so he can't swim down to get him. He can't swim down to get him. So then he gets out of the pool, takes off his big ass.
He brings off everything.
Yeah, he takes off everything except his Speedo, and now he jumps in and he swoops up Craig, right? And as he's swimming, he fucking starts cramping, right?
Okay.
No, he doesn't start cramping.
He gets out. He can't swim to the floaters. He gets away out and takes everything off. Only has Speedo on. Goes and saves Craig.
Yes.
Okay.
And now he goes and saves Craig. Now he's got Craig in his arm as he's swimming over to the shallow end. By this time, all the whistles have blown. People are out of the pool. People are taking notice.
Are they watching? They're watching.
Yeah.
They're
Now
whispering.
people are like, oh my God, people are like, oh my God, Craig's been under there for at least five minutes by now.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's got Craig in his arm and he's swimming to go save Beatriz.
Okay.
And he swoops up Beatriz and gets them both out. Now he lays them on the pool floor. They both need CPR resuscitation. Okay. So
he gets Beatriz. Is she bleeding from the head? Is she like?
Well, it's.
Or is it like a swollen concussion?
Yeah, I'd say it's more of like a brain bleed.
A brain. Oh, internal.
It's a brain bleed. Okay. Now, by now the McDaniel's boss, he's been like, he's seen that things are not okay.
Yeah. And
so he sees that, it's little Craig who comes here every
Tuesday with Beatriz to get his 5 hot dogs.
Yeah, and he's like, that's Beatriz. And so then he goes and he finds their waivers that they signed at the rec center, and he finds their emergency contacts, right? So now he's calling their parents, right? And Beatriz and Craig's parents are racing there, right? Because obviously things are bad.
Right.
Okay. Now, McDaniel's is giving Craig CPR, and then Beatriz CPR, then Craig CPR, and he goes back and forth for about 10 minutes. Finally, they come awake. And they come back and they're like, oh my God, McDaniel's, thank you for McDaniel's thing. And he's drooling. He smells like vodka. He's a piece of shit. He's got 5 o'clock shadow. He's low down on his luck, but now he's saved the 2. And everyone at the pool is cheering. Little Susie, her brain is still bleeding, but Beatriz, she's better. Better. And so then time passes. The ambulance comes and takes the children away to the hospital.
Okay.
And McDaniel's is like, whew, wow, and the pool closes down for the day.
Okay.
So McDaniel's, would usually go home and he would get drunk and just sit around and waste his life away, right? He's 40 years old. He's just a drunk. But instead, he's like, I should go see these children at the hospital that I saved.
Nice.
So he goes to the hospital to see these children that he saved, right? And they're that's the sound of their hearts beating, and they're right next to each other, best friends, Beatriz and Craig, both 11, this is this.
Yes.
And he's looking at them from a window, you know what I mean? He's standing on the outside of the room, there's a window, and as he's looking at them, 5 o'clock shadow, bags under his eyes, a doctor comes up and says, are you the man who saved these children? And he's like, I am, yes, I am McDaniel's. And he goes, well, I'm very sad to inform you that on the way to come pick their kids up, Beatriz and Craig's parents crashed into each other. Both Beatriz's parents in their car and Craig's parents in their car. On the way, they both skipped the same red light and hit each other head on. And they've both passed away.
Wow.
And now
wow.
was that a twist?
Yes.
So now McDaniels, they ask him, would you like to foster these children? Will you take on these kids to be yours? And McDaniels thinks about it long and hard, and he thinks, can I do this? Is this something I can do? And, because like I said, he's a drunk, he's an alcoholic, he's got nothing to his name. He's shit car, this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And, can I do this? And after thinking about it long and hard, he accepts. He says, yes, I will foster these children. So they're both in a coma, right? And as they're not in a coma because they woke up and they got taken there. So now McDaniels has to go in and tell them
what happened.
Yes, that they're. So he walks in, right? He walks in and he sits down and they're like, McDaniels, you did it. You know what I mean? They don't understand he's a drunk piece of shit.
Right.
So McDaniels tells them that they have to stay in the hospital for up to a week.
Okay.
They're going to be in the hospital for at least a week. So he doesn't tell them that their parents have died yet.
Okay. Test for kids. What happened?
Tells kids that they have to stay in the infirmary for a week. And they start to ask where their parents are. And he says, a better place. But they don't know what that means yet.
Okay.
So then, they don't say a better place because that wouldn't make sense.
It's like an ongoing lie. Oh, they went somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah. He's ongoing and lying. And so then McDaniels has 1 week. He goes back, and this is when the Rocky music starts playing. Dun dun na 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 dun dun na 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 dun na 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 dun na na dun na na. And at that time, he's shaving his face. He's taking a shower. He's resting. He's in the gym, like working out. To be a role model for these children.
Oh, nice.
So
it's changing himself.
It changes his life. Now he's a well put together 40-year-old man who's, within 1 week, he's got his shit together. And by this time, he goes back to the hospital and the kids are dead. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I think that would have been hilarious.
Oh my God. And then the kids are dead. So then this whole experience has changed his life. And now he's on the right path.
Yeah.
Thinking that he was going to have to take care of children.
Yeah.
Is that the ending I want though? I think I want the kids they're not dead, but their parents are in fact dead. And so then he goes, and by now the kids know, and they've grieved, the doctors have told them
Dude, I have a perfect way.
The doctors.
But this is your story, so you gotta go.
The doctors have told them that the parents have died. So now they're sad, but they're grieving, and they're like, who's gonna take care of us? And that's when McDaniels walks in the door, and they don't even recognize him. And he looks so good. He's a beautiful, sharp, 40-year-old man ready to care for these children.
Okay.
And then he takes them home, and they live life. And
ever after.
Well, yeah.
I was gonna say he tells the kids what happened to their parents, and the kids kill him.
And the kids kill him. No. I like the happy. This is a happy. There's a lot of fucked up stuff in there, dead parents and stuff like that. So I gotta end on a happy note. Brain bleed, a happy note where they all go back and they live happily ever after. McDaniels lives a long, healthy age, sees these kids grow up. He is still the lifeguard at the local pool. They go there every Tuesday. And that's that. And that was my story.
That was a beautiful story, man. I love the happy ending. I love the how the transformation, the character. I love how it started with 2 kids, but really it's not about them.
Yeah.
It's about McDaniels.
That was the setting for McDaniels to have a redemption story. No, it's cool.
You should be able to
decipher it.
Yeah.
Well, we've got video log of it, but
beautiful.
Dude, I think that was incredible. Do we want to put a stamp on it?
Yeah, let's do it. But what are we gonna call both of our stories?
Dude, what the fuck? I was gonna say that. What should we title our stories? You go first.
Okay,
Let's look back at the notes so we can title it.
Mine's about. I'm just gonna call mine Kimbo Spider.
Kimbo Spider, dude, I love it. Kimbo Spider. Mine will be called 5 hot dogs too many.
Yes, bro.
5 hot dogs too many.
Beautiful.
Dude, that's that. Listen, guys, this is the More Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. We're having fun every fucking Monday, and you need to have some fun too. So join us. And again, send this to everyone you know, your frenemies, your enemies, your situationships, your grandparents, everybody you know. Send it around. Get the word out. Comment, subscribe, please. Thank you. I'm Ryan Mosier.
I'm Nicholas Manus.
Thank you so much. Peace out.